Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, hi, what's up? My name is Jenny Sapon. On my channel, I do a lot of reviews and how-tos. So if you love both of those, definitely give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're a returning viewer, hello, what's up? How's it going? Today, we're gonna be talking about the Huda Beauty Foundation. If you're interested to see my thoughts, my first impressions, just keep on watching. You guys, I pulled my hair back. We're just gonna dive straight into this foundation review. I have my phone here with me just to read what it claims to do, and let's do that before we get started. So this is a lightweight foundation that glides on easily, providing customizable coverage with a natural looking skin-like finish. So coverage is full to light, so light to full. Finish, it's natural. Formulation, stick, skin type, normal, dry combination, and oily. This product is cruelty free and it's supposed to be fragrance free, transfer proof, waterproof, humidity and sweat resistant. Formula melts into your skin for a natural filtered finish. So I sweat easily, so I will definitely let you guys know if this is a sweat resistant formula. I'm sweating already, so we will definitely know if this foundation is sweat resistant. And this week I am trying out a new primer. I bought this during that Sephora sale. If you haven't seen my latest video, which is the Sephora haul / recommendations, definitely go check that out. But for the purpose of today's video, I went ahead and just used my regular primer. So I am using the First Aid Beauty Hydration and the Tatcha just to cover any blemishes and cover up any redness that I may have. Let's get started. I'm in the shade Cheesecake 250G. In the regular foundation, like the one that comes in, like the original foundation that comes in that little bottle, I'm in the shade 310G, but that was actually a little too dark for me. So this shade was one that would fit me a little better. So this is what the packaging looks like. So this looks very similar to her original bottle foundation. She definitely kept the same style where it's like frosted, like a little fade into frosty look. Did that even make sense? This is very interesting. Just look how it twists and the whole thing, like, do you guys see that? It's like twisting. Anyways, that's cool. For this side of the face, I'm going to be using my Morphe Y6. I feel like this works better to buff in the foundation. And then for this side of my face, I will be using my trusty old e.l.f. sponge. I've honestly been using that a lot more than my beauty sponge, like the beauty blender. Anyways, but I'm going to start with the brush side. So let's get started. Definitely doesn't have a smell, and gliding it on, it's very creamy. It doesn't feel like it's tugging onto my skin. Just cover this area up and this area right here, and I'm just going to press this in. So this is what it looks like. So this is just my skin with no foundation on. And then this is the side that has foundation. It definitely just kind of cleared out any redness that I currently have. There is some redness in this area. I don't know if you guys saw that before, but it's still a very light finish. It looks like a very natural look. I'm gonna add a little more just because if you guys don't know, now you know, I love a full coverage foundation. That is my go-to. I have freckles, a little bit of redness. During the colder months, I have redness, and I don't like that. And I also don't like my freckles. It's kind of covering up the redness in my nose area right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of covering it up. This is still like a very medium coverage, but I'll stick with it. I'm okay with it. Moving on to the brush side. I'm going to swipe. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like there's like little bubbles on my face, like when I'm like rubbing the foundation in. I don't know. I think I'm going crazy. I'm just gonna blend this in. So this is what it looks like with like just one layer. It definitely evened out my skin. Like it's not showing any freckles, any imperfections, but it's still such a light layer that I definitely am gonna add a little more. I'm kind of looking at this closely, and honestly, there's not much of a difference with my brush and my sponge. Like, they're both kind of the same. I feel like with the brush, I could cover a lot more, like to dab the product into my skin, because the brush didn't do such a good job with covering the redness in this area, obviously because it can't get in there. But with this sponge, I feel like it's able to cover up the redness around my nose. But overall, I feel like they both gave the same amount of coverage. Like there's no difference in like, because usually a brush, you're gonna get more coverage compared to a sponge. But even with both layers on, I feel like it looks the same. But so far, the foundation is pretty good for a natural to medium finish. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. I'm starting off with my Chanel bronzer. If this does not work well with this foundation stick, it'd be a no-go for me, just because I love this bronzer. It goes well with all of my other foundation. So this will determine whether or not I will like it. So far, it's pretty good. I'm just gonna go ahead and speed up my concealer part. I am wearing in the shade Fawn in my Vanish Stick Concealer. I love this thing, but I'm just going to fast forward this part. So now I'm going to powder all of this with my Givenchy Prism powder, and I'm in the shade 2. for bronzer, I'm going to be using the Jouer Medium to Deep Duo. This is just my regular makeup routine. I use this bronzer all the time. If not, I switch over to. And for my blush, I'll be using She's Seductive by Patrick Ta, which is like my go-to. And my go-to highlight, I'm going to be using Cookie by Benefit. Honestly, I don't use anything else. This is the only one that I actually really use. Sometimes I'll switch, but I always go back to this one. I'm gonna do my lips off camera and I will be right back. So I am back and I'm ready to give you my thoughts and first impressions on this Huda Beauty Faux Filter Stick Foundation. I'm gonna go off starting with the con. I know I shouldn't start off with the negative, but I'm going to, just because it is only one con, and it is the fact that even though it claims for all skin type, it's saying it's dry, normal, oily. I have dry skin. It is good for dry skin. It's also not good for dry skin because I have neglected my skincare the past few nights, just because it's been a rough week for me. I've been really tired. It's been emotional. But I've noticed that it's kind of, I don't know if you guys can see in this general area where it gets red in my nose, and just in this general area, like around my mouth, I get very dry, especially during the colder months. This area, it's just so, makeup can look so gross and cakey on my skin if I don't take care of my dry skin. And I feel like if you don't prep your skin, if you have dry skin, this foundation will not be your best friend. That is just the one con. If you have dry skin, and if you are interested in purchasing this foundation, I definitely think that you really need to set your skin and prep your skin properly before you're putting this foundation on. But moving on to pros, I have nothing but good things to say about this foundation. I feel like using both my brush and my e.l.f. beauty sponge, they both gave really good coverage. If you can see, this is the brush and this is the sponge. True to its name, it gives you a very natural finish. I feel like it's more light to medium coverage instead of full to light coverage. I feel like you'd be sitting here and using a lot more product to get you a full coverage look. Actually, I'm very impressed with this foundation. I'm excited to try this out with all my other primers to see how well it works with them. So this wraps up my video. I had so much fun filming this video. Definitely comment down below if you bought this foundation, if you're planning to buy a foundation, or comment down below what your favorite foundation is. I would love to know. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please give this a thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe before you leave. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye guys.